Howdy, my dudes. Random Fight Fan here. We got another Fixing My Build. This one's from Arjan, or Ari Deadeye. He's a Patreon. And this one here, I'm going to go through the gear and skills extremely quickly because he's got his gear really well set. It's absolutely phenomenal gear. Not really much to comment on it. You have great stuff. Even your Hurry's Ires got the corrupt and increased evasion. You got the right stats and everything. Only thing really that I'd say is probably drop the increased elemental damage with attacks with probably crit damage at this point would be more for you, but we can test that later. These gloves are still pretty great. You got great belt boots, everything. You got increased charges on your flask. The only thing really is like having a few extra charm slots in your belt would be nice. Even your jewels are incredible. Like this is post improvement on our kind of first comment here. Like this Oblivion lens you got is absolutely phenomenal. 4 out of 4 stats there, and the rest of them are pretty good too. You got pretty good balance of stuff, a little bit low energy shield and life, but honestly you're probably not dying too much with the Hurry's Ire. You got decent evasion rating and everything else set up all over the place. You've made the few changes on the tree that I definitely recommended, like before you're paddling down to flow like water, and I was thinking Throat Seeker would be incredible for you, and it absolutely is. But this here is not your issue. You have your character set up beautifully. Your issue is unfortunately a little bit needing to be gone over with the gameplay footage here, and it's with a few things that I don't really check in here because I can't really check it when I'm looking through like your POE ninja path of building really. Like, yeah, I can see that it's level 20 now, but I didn't see that initially. One thing that's really holding you back, as you'll see in this gameplay video right now, as you have great Trinity stacking, you have great balance everywhere. What you don't have is mana. It's absolutely chunking and dying immediately, and that's because you have level 20 Bone Cage, and when you're bossing, you have level 20 Frost Walls. That is the first thing I've definitely noticed, is you need to use lower level skill gems on that, and I know that's kind of counterintuitive. You'd think always level up, higher level stuff is better all the time, but unfortunately that's just not how Path of Exile works all the time. The mana cost here is absolutely destroying you. I understand now why you were using not Grim Feast, Mana Remnants before, but with very small changes on getting a lower level Bone Cage and lower level Frost Walls, you won't need it at all. Like honestly, this here is a super easy fix for you that will do a world of good. And as you can tell, you have great clear and everything. You got great resonance stacks. There is one other thing that I had to check on the path of building here. Because you have your setup, I'll show you, actually I'll bring it back to the skills here. Your setup on your Herald of Thunder is using Lightning Mastery with Electrocute, Neural Overload, and Immolate. It's a great setup. And the reason why you're able to do that is because your Lightning Spear is giving you Innervate and Ice Bite by using the Embitter tech there. Great setup. It works very well. But since your Herald of Thunder isn't needing to be cold converted, and I checked this on your path of building, there is a chance, because it should be doing kind of equal fire and lightning damage. It's showing way more lightning, but also while you're mapping, you never need to worry about just the flat numbers. You're always going to check with Ice Bite and Innervate active, and when you have that, your lightning and your fire are almost identical. There's a world where you don't even need to use the Bone Cage to get fire resonance. That this here is obviously on paper. You would have to test that out yourself, but on paper it looks like this here might be a great setup, that you don't even need to use Bone Cage to get your consistent fire resonance stacks. With that said though, this here is evidently working fantastic. You have the great gameplay loop, you're moving far enough, and obviously you don't even need to use Combat Frenzy because you have Controller. I am super jealous of how well this works. People who are rocking Controller have that wonderful advantage that you don't need Combat Frenzy, and it's allowing you to get Grim Feast. I love that. It's a huge defensive layer for you, so every time you get hit, you just have full energy shield. For the 5 stacks you have, you're still susceptible to getting one shot, so I would still like to see that energy shield or life go up a little bit, but honestly it's minor compared to how strong and how good of a character you put together. Still, this here is looking really great. You have another piece of gameplay footage here. This is actually how I figured out that it was 100% the leveled jewels and skills, because you showed on here that you swap out for the frost wall there. That helped me out quite a bit for figuring it out. Like when you pulled it up here, it helped me out a lot. So like these frost walls and bone cages don't do anything for you. But now here is a really important bit. This here is your bossing. There is a little bit going on that's janky with your setup, and that's all that's holding you back is the setup. You have it set for being able to one-shot bosses. I'm certain of it. Your gear is fantastic. But like you're going in, you don't have frenzy charges now, so you spent a little time picking stuff up, but that's no problem. But as you'll see, as soon as it started, the first hit immediately as the boss is able to be hit, immediately you're spawning all the ice walls and everything hitting, and you got 7 frenzy charges ready to go. At this point, you should be using your Infernal Cry and just hitting with Wind Serpent's Fury and one-shotting, but unfortunately, you're just kind of dancing around a bit. You have the frenzy charges for a while. You have it for a few seconds there, like looks about 8 seconds that you had it, and you're just kind of running around avoiding. That hit shouldn't be able to one-shot you. If it does, it's very unfortunate, but in this situation, since he was going into the ground, just hold off on the double Infernal Cry. But you'll see when he came back out, he no longer has any debuffs, so you have to throw one more Lightning Spear. At this point, you probably don't even have the buff for Pursuit on your Wind Serpent's Fury, but you'll see right now. Let's go. You just hit him, you didn't have any setup, so that's why you still did 16 million damage. You did 16 million damage with the buff from Wind Serpent, which was good, but you didn't have the shock, which is, you'll see right here, 39% more damage. So 39% on top of that on 16 million. And you didn't have any elemental ailments on it before you Wind Serpent. So you have the maim and blind, that's it. But then when you drop it after, you'll see, boom, ignite, chill, shock. That's 3 elements for excoriate to give you massive amounts of damage. If you don't have all that up, the boss isn't going to take any damage. Just dropping Wind Serpent, or sorry, just dropping Stormlance and then hitting with Wind Serpent would do monster damage. Just, you had the frenzy charges at the start, but you kind of dropped the ball when you used your Infernal Cry, so you lost your rage, you lost all the elemental ailments, and all you had was the Infernal Cry buff. So as we'll see it from the start here, fully through. Yeah, you didn't have any frenzy charges, so it's actually good to drop that down to begin with. Then the frost walls pop, and you got fully charged resonance. You're ready to go. All you had to do was do your Infernal Cry and pop them. But it was just a little bit of delay, and then that little bit of inaction is what did you in. And then right here, when he didn't throw Stormlance again, you didn't have any of the buffs up for Wind Serpent's Fury. So this is just raw Wind Serpent Fury damage with the buff from Infernal Cry. But as you can see, you still took him down pretty well. It's just a matter of that first rotation was a little bit rough. And on top of that, you can even start the fight with full frenzy charges if while you're running up this way, you just immediately attack the boss instead of picking up all the loot off the ground for too long. You won't have to worry about it. You just drop a Stormlance as soon as it's ready, do the double RAR and stab, and you'll win every time. But with that said, there's a small world where he might charge a hit while you're attacking, and then that might hit you, a very small chance. But what you did was safer for sure. It's just the issue here was the setup to your rotation. So again, you're going to want to drop the Stormlance like you did, and if you have frenzy charges, then even better. As soon as you have the frenzy charges, use the Infernal Cry and Wind Serpent immediately. You have to use the Stormlance first to buff your Wind Serpent with the Pursuit, and then it also gives the Shock, Chill, Ignite, which you can see was available on your first Stormlance, and then you will obviously Infernal Cry and stab, and then you win. It's just, you win. Yeah. think about that 16 million damage is what you did with one hit at less than half your maximum damage. Either way, I do hope this helps you out. You have a really well put together character. I think this is a great setup. I'm really confident that all you have to do is drop the level of your bone cage and drop the level of your frost walls to help you out immensely, and just tighten up that rotation a little bit and you'll be set. Either way, thank you again for setting this in, Arjan. I appreciate you. And if anybody else enjoyed this, like and sub, and if you didn't, don't. Either way, appreciate you, dudes. See ya.